Hello, and welcome to the Showing Time for FlexMLS webinar. In this webinar, we will review the basics of showing time, including setting up your agent profile and global showing settings, configuring your settings for individual listings, how to process showings on your listings, and requests you have made on the listings of other agents. First, let's start with what showing time is. This is a web-based scheduling tool that automates the showing process for listings in FlexMLS. This could increase the number of showings and feedback on your listings. Some of the top benefits of using showing time via FlexMLS includes it empowers agents to be contacted as they wish. Used through FlexMLS, there's no extra logins or passwords. All showings are scheduled online. You can add secure showing instructions that will be given on confirmation of showing. Showing time, it works 24/7, so any other agents can request showings at any time on your listings. The listing setup allows feedback and adding seller's contact information for showings. So if your seller is willing to help you out with the showings, that's also another feature you can use. And you can also use the showing time listing activity report for sellers. So let's get started. So to access showing time in your FlexMLS main menu tree over here to the left-hand side, you'll click on Schedule/Message. Once that opens up, you'll click on Showing Time. And just a side note, showing time is only available in the agent accounts. It's not available for the office administrative accounts. So it would have to be the agent login. You can't log in as whatever your office code is. It won't be there. Okay? So once you click on the Schedule/Message and then click on Showing Time, it'll open you up to this Showing Time link, and you've got a new menu here. Now, this is the branding for us. So when you open it up, this indicates that this is showing time for FlexMLS. If this is any other icon, such as Showing Desk, then your office has a paid-for account of showing time, and you've got a lot more functionality there. So there may be some functions that we can't help you with that you'll have to contact the showing time offices in regards to your showing desk account. Okay, so the first thing that you want to do is configure your agent profile settings. So once you're here, this is the showing time menu on the left-hand side. You want to click on My Agent Setup. All right, if you are a broker and you're logging in with your account, this will say Agent Setup, and then this will say My Profile, so you'll click on that. So first, if you want to upload your photo here, make sure you've got a JPEG photo of yourself, and you can just click that little arrow icon. This will be blank. Click that little arrow icon and then point this open box to wherever the location of your photo file is saved. Okay? All right, the first section is the profile basics. This section contains settings related to you, the agent, and your provided contact information. So this will be your name, and if you have if your government name is kind of long and you want to change it, you can here. Here, this can be, you can pick your phone type, so your first contact, so this one is my office direct line number. If you have a mobile phone, you can add a phone type in that. Other phone types there's another field here, so if you've got like a pager or something like that, you can add that, or your home phone if you wish. There's a field for your fax number, a field for your primary email address, so this should pull over from Flex if you have it added in your FlexMLS profile, so that'll be your email address. If you plan on using the text messaging function of the showing time for FlexMLS, what you want to do first is you want to click this drop down arrow and select your provider, your mobile phone provider. When you select your mobile phone provider, over here it'll pop up this portion of it, then messaging and whatever your mobile phone provider is. So at the beginning here, before this @ symbol, you want to add your area code and your phone number. This will allow you to receive the text messages for showings through showing time for FlexMLS. All right. The next section here is your listing agent preferences. This section contains settings related to if you want to allow showings using showing time. So that's this right here. Allow agents to request appointments online. If you do not want to use showing time for FlexMLS, you want to change this to no. But if you do want to use it, you want to set that to yes. Okay? Also in this section, you can set your default appointment mode and how you would like to receive notifications of requested appointments and feedback. So if you're going to use the showing time, and I've changed mine to yes, your default appointment mode options are in the menu here. Appointment required means permission must be obtained for any of your listings that you have. So when they request the showings, nothing is set in stone until you actually approve it. The other option is go and show. So if they can just, just go and show, you can set that. And then the other one, the last option, is view instructions only. So that means that whatever showing instructions you've entered in on your listing in FlexMLS is basically saying whatever it is in that section that I've got listed, I would like for you to follow that. So I'm going to select appointment required. Then next, these are the options that you can use to receive appointments that are requested on your listings. So notification for appointments on my listings. When someone requests an appointment on a listing, you can choose to get an email, you can choose to get a text message, you can choose to get a recorded message from the showing voice function, and you can choose to get a push notification. That's if you have the app installed on your phone. I've gotten a few calls on the showing voice function, and some people find it kind of hard to understand what that voice is saying. So that's just a warning. I've never heard the voice message, but I've heard from some agents that it's kind of difficult to decipher what the voice is saying. So just so you know about that. But that's how your 4 options you've got there. When appointments are confirmed or canceled, again, how would you like to get those notifications? All right. Next, you can request feedback on listings after someone has shown your property. So if you'd like to do that, send feedback requests to agents who showed my listings. You want to make sure that that's yes. And then the number of times to resend the feedback request. So after they've sent it the first time, if you haven't gotten an answer in so many days, you can send any number up to 4 resend feedback requests, and then the number of days in between the resend. So after the initial one's gone out, it'll wait 2 days and it'll send another. Then it'll wait 2 days if it doesn't get anything and send another. So you can set this up to 4 requests, and then you can set the days up to 3 between resends. The next section is the showing agent preferences. This section contains settings related to the manner in which you would like to receive notifications when you request showings on listings. Okay? So notifications for appointments I request. So when appointment requests are received, your only option is the email to get a notification on that. When appointment requests are viewed, again, your only option is email. When appointments are confirmed or canceled, you can choose one or all of the 4 notification types. And when a price change on a property I've shown is made, you can receive an email notification on that if you'd like. Next, feedback requests. Receive feedback requests from other agents. So if you'd like to receive if an agent requests feedback and you would like to get those notifications, you can choose to get them by email or push notification. If you don't want to get feedback requests, then you would make sure that both of these boxes are deselected. So even if an agent has set up to get feedback requests on listings, and if you've shown it, you can choose not to get those requests. It's totally up to you. I think everybody, the sharing of information is helpful for everyone, but it's up to you. Okay? Next, for multi-unit properties, per unit notification when listings are confirmed or canceled. So if you want to get notification of that, you want that yes, or you can put that no. Next is appointment scheduling. Default appointment type for new appointments. So you can choose this as showing, agent preview, an inspection or appraisal, and then the length of those appointment types. Next is information in regards to the lockbox. The next section is messaging preferences. This section contains settings related to how you would like to receive general showing time messages. So whenever a new message comes in, would you like to get an email, a text message, a push notification, or all 3? Okay. Next is the mobile app access. If you plan on using the Showing Time for FlexMLS app, you can choose to send yourself an authentication link. What that does is it sends that link to you to make sure that you are an agent and who you are, and then it'll send you the link on how to download the app. If you ever have questions or concerns or problem with the app, you will contact Showing Time directly. They do support on the app, the mobile app themselves. All right. So that's the most important parts of the agent setup. Once you've made your changes and you have everything in here set the way you want, you'll get Save Changes to Profile. You click Save Changes. All right, and then save the new defaults and update on all of your listings, or just save the new defaults. This will override any showing instructions that you've made on listings. Maybe you have one single family and one vacant land. Your vacant land is a go and show, but your single family is a appointment required. If you save this in this screen will override whatever you've entered in on your individual listings. Clicking the Save New Defaults will just save it in this screen and leave your listings the way that they are. Okay? All right. Okay, so next we'll go through the listing setup. So to set up showings on individual listings, you'll click on Listing Setup over here in the menu. This is where you can customize showing instructions for individual listings. For example, like I said before, if you get an appointment request on a vacant land property, and if an appointment is not required and they can just show up, you can make that listing a show and go. You will see your active listings here. It won't show any pending or delayed or anything like that. Okay, so what you'll do is, these are the two listings that I have. So you'll click, oh, you'll see over here, just a side note, this one's active with an offer. That's why the little asterisk is there. So you'll click on the listing that you'd like to configure the individual listing instructions for. Okay, so here you can select it to make it available for online scheduling or not. So like the first one here, appointment handling. Do you want this particular listing to be able to have requests for online showings? You can set that to yes. If you want to set it to no, you can. You may ask, well, why would I have showings on my other listings and why would I say no for one individual listing? Maybe you're working with a high-profile client and you'd like to handle those in a different manner. Then you can turn showing time off for that one listing. So that way that will force anyone who wants to see that property to have to call you directly in case you need to give out any special instructions or whatever. So that's what this is for, the yes or the no. If you're doing yes, you can do your appointment type. So the go and show, appointment required, view instructions only. And then you can choose your feedback template. So this will always say showing time template. It's like a general feedback template that asks general questions. Next, in the contact section, this will be you, the agent that's listed there. You can confirm appointments by, again, confirm them by text message, email, or showing voice, so you can choose your options, or notify of confirmed canceled appointments by the same options. If you have a co-listing agent, maybe there's another agent that's considered your co-lister on here. If you'd like to add that agent's information here, you can just click on this button, Add New Co-Listing Agent, and then enter in your co-worker's name there. If you're the owner, the seller is going to be also doing showings, that's what this button here is for, Add New Owner Occupant, and then you can enter in their information and they'll receive notifications for showing also. If there are any appointment restrictions, you can enter them in this section, the appointment restriction section. If access information is required, you can enter the information into this section. There are sections for additional instructions and driving directions if you need them. So if there's maybe a lockbox number, anything that you want to enter in here, you can. This information will not be given out. It won't be made available to the public until you have approved the showing, if you have it set for appointment required. If you have it as go and show, then it'll be viewable. But if you have appointment required, any information that you've added in this section will not be visible until you approve that showing. All right. If you've made any changes here, then you can go ahead and you can hit Save Changes, and your changes are saved. Okay, now the information on processing showings, on showings you have requested or have been requested to you, that's available underneath the showings menu here. So any showings that have been made on your listings, you can click on My Listings and they will be viewable here. You can also check if the date range here is showing from this date going forward. On listings you have requested, that would be I have requested. So if you've requested any showings on any listings, will be listed here. You can also make a request of a showing on a listing, but here you would have to pop in that list number. It's kind of easy if you want to go over into FlexMLS and do that. And just real quick, let me just close this here. If you would like to make an appointment or appointment for a showing, I'll just show you how that works real quick here. I'm just going to select Milwaukee and do that. So when you're on the search results screen here, when you go to the detail tab, if the listing agent has showing time enabled on their listing, so you see I've got it highlighted here, the showing time button will be visible. So to make a request for a showing on this listing, you would just simply click on that button and it'll open up this box. You choose to send your appointment confirmations for this listing by, and you can make your selections here and go ahead and schedule your showing. This way it'll bring up all the available times. Anything that you see blacked out here, that's blocked off. That's not available time. If you wanted to make an appointment, let's say at 10 o'clock on Friday, then this will pop up. Confirm your appointment details and all the information's here. I won't click anything because I don't want to confuse anybody. But just so you know, that's how you can request a showing on a listing that it's available on. If you do not see this showing time button on a listing, that means you cannot use showing time on that listing. They have disabled it, so you want to make sure that you go down to the showing instructions and make sure that you read the showing instructions there and follow those directions. This will conclude our webinar for showing time for FlexMLS. If you ever have any questions in regards to showing time or anything else FlexMLS related for that matter, you can give us a call at the help desk at 414-778-5450 or email us at support@metromls.com. Have a great day and sell lots.